Hi there, this is Timothy Dolan, currently in Ashland, Oregon, after 4.5 months in northern Iraq. And once again, sadly, I'm going to have to provide a YouTube response to Turkish Airlines. And this has to do with an ongoing issue, several instances of incompetence on the part of that airline. And in this particular episode, I'm really responding to a latest email from Turkish Airlines Customer Relations Center, where they are explaining in rather elementary terms their policies regarding getting onto their flights. This has to do with a flight from Erbil that took place back May 17th. Which I did not make the flight. There were various reasons for this, including 3 layers of security that one has to go through in Erbil. It was my first time there, and the first time that I experienced such a long delay in their 3-layered security process. But let me get to the Turkish Airlines response, which is really the point here. So I'm just going to read their response, their email response to me. Customer Relations Center, 1:24 a.m. Of course, there's a time difference, I get that. Dear Timothy Dolan, firstly, we indicate our regret for not allowing you on TK Flight 0315 Erbil to Istanbul, flight 17th of May 2019, despite your possession of a valid booking for that flight. For flights to take place on time, our passengers must complete their ticketing and baggage operations 45 minutes before takeoff time on our domestic flights and 1 hour before our international flights. Boarding process, meanwhile, ends 20 minutes before the time of departure. So here's the point on this Turkish Airlines Customer Relations Center. I've been flying for over 40 years, so I know all of this. I know this longer than you've been an employee of Turkish Airlines, so I don't need that lesson. But I get it. But let me explain, though, to an American passenger, you don't have to tell people this kind of thing. Most Americans are fairly experienced on flight procedures. Now, I'll let that pass. However, here's the thing. When I did reach, and this is the reality of it, Erbil's, check-in was empty. I mean, literally empty. There was nobody there. And we were there 45 minutes before that flight was to depart. There was somebody there. I know how long it takes to check a bag. It doesn't take all that very long. And I know that the bag could get onto the aircraft for Istanbul well within the parameters of their departure. So don't get a kidder here, guys. My father worked for Delta Airlines. I'll just remind you of that point. And most airlines are much, much more accommodating on people who are getting into the final stages of a flight, particularly with rigorous security, such as you find in Erbil, Iraq. I think that much of this is an overcompensation for being very, very bureaucratic without taking passenger interests at heart. And I think that's the next step in your development as an airline, is that there is a line that you tread between having policies and procedures. Everybody has that. I'm not disputing it, but there's also customer service, and you're not providing good customer service when you're strictly by the book and you're completely blind to people who are very upset. The video that I provided regarding this instance shows a woman who is in tears because she is not making her flight, and it was a very arbitrary decision, and one that the manager at Erbil could have remedied if he had had a heart. But of course, again, this is the problem with your trying to be bureaucratic and your kind of twisted idea of being fair and following procedures. You're losing your heart. And frankly, you're also losing your head, because this is not going to reflect well on Turkish Airlines. So anyway, We hope, I'll get back to the quote, we hope you do not experience such inconveniences on your future travels. And we hope to welcome you as our guest again. Well, good luck with that, Turkish Airlines. We'll see how that goes. You're certainly last on my list of preferred airlines. It will have to be a gun to my head before I ever take you again. But seriously, know your audience. Know your audience. American travelers are far too sophisticated for this kind of blather that you're sending. It's not appreciated. It's only making matters worse. So I guess I'll leave it at that. Hope you learn how to be a good airline. And with that, I'll be signing off. Thank you very much, Timothy Dolan. If you care to respond, that'd be great. I wish I could respond to your emails, but of course that's the way you have this set up. I can't respond to your email. I have to send in a whole new freaking complaint to your customer care center, which is horrendous. Okay, enough said. Bye.